We're diving deep into the Eagles conversation because this topic is absolutely buzzing right now. If you're tuning in on a Monday or any time later in the week, here's hoping your day is going great. But one thing's certain, wherever you are, we're here every single day bringing you the freshest updates on Philadelphia's finest. And today, it's all about big news that could reshape the Eagles roster and their chances in the coming season. Here's the backdrop. Pittsburgh has pulled off a major trade. Moving the starters from Dolphins camp to the Steel City, the Steelers picked up Jalen Ramsey, a perennial All-Pro cornerback, and tight end John Ursua-Smith, who blossomed into a Pro Bowler in Miami. In exchange, Miami secured Minkah Fitzpatrick, their ball-hawking safety, along with a late-round draft pick. Now, if Pittsburgh had managed to snag Ramsey and Smith without giving up Fitzpatrick, it would have been a no-brainer win for them. That trio, Watt, Ramsey, and Fitzpatrick, would have made an already formidable defense even more elite. But here's the twist. Ramsey is north of 30, Fitzpatrick is younger. And the Dolphins got the long-term benefit, especially after losing Javon Holland in free agency. Meanwhile, the Steelers added veteran talent and depth but parted ways with one of the best young playmakers in the league. It's a trade that flips conventional expectations for this time of the offseason on June 30th. No less, and it screams Allin from Pittsburgh. Why Allin? Because the Steelers don't just believe they can make noise in 2025, they believe they can win it all. Sure, they're older. Aaron Rodgers at 41, Cam Hayward at 36, Darius Slay at 34, Robert Woods at 33, Jalen Ramsey at 30, and let's not forget TJ Watt at 30. This defense is stacked with experience. But age isn't the only asset. They drafted Oregon's Derek Harmon in round 1, have Keanu Benton and Alex Highsmith on the line, boasted one of the best inside linebackers, Patrick Queen, and still feature Pro Bowlers like TJ Watt, Joey Porter Jr., Deshaun Elliott, Brandon Ayuk, and Beanie Bishop Jr. That is a defense made for a deep postseason push, and Mike Tomlin hasn't had a losing season since taking over. The pressure is palpable. However, a decade without a playoff win looms large. Aaron Rodgers even hinted that next year could be his last, so Pittsburgh's shot is now or never. Into this mix comes the buzz surrounding TJ Watt. According to ESPN's Adam Schefter, multiple teams have started asking about him. Reports say Watt skipped minicamp amid contract frustrations. He's in the final year of a 4-year, $112 million deal signed last year that included $80 million guaranteed. His base salary this season is $21 million, with a cap hit exceeding $30 million. For a player who has earned 5 All-Pro honors in 6 years and impacts the run game as much as the pass rush, he belongs among the top-paid edge defenders. Right now, the highest paid at the position include names like Myles Garrett, Max Crosby, Nick Bosa, Danielle Hunter, all pulling long-term deals in the mid to high 30s per year. Watt, by comparison, sits at about $28 million per year. For someone who arguably outperforms nearly all of them, especially in run defense, that pay gap is significant. And that's why contract talks are reaching a boiling point. Now, where did the Eagles come in? Let's talk front office. Philly's general manager, Howie Roseman, is known as a wheeler-dealer master, always eager to upgrade, especially at premium spots like defensive end, offensive tackle, quarterback, linebacker, defensive line, edge. Rushers, oh, they matter. If any team is going to kick the tires on demanding a big return for Watt, it might just be Philadelphia. They don't need to trade for Watt. They already have promising young talent in Nolan Smith and Jalen Hunt, both of whom broke out last year. But can they rely on that alone? Smith went from 1 sack to 6.5 sacks during the regular season, then added 4 in the playoffs. Hunt showed flashes, but can they keep ascending? The Eagles also have talented pieces like Josh Uch and decent depth, but none of them are on Watt's level. And as the reigning Super Bowl champs looking to repeat, Philly is operating under Vic Fangio's defensive system, and they don't want question marks, especially on the edge. Here's the dilemma. Trading for Watt would instantly boost their rush and make a repeat push more comfortable, but his age and cost are serious concerns. He's 30, he's battled injuries, and he'll command top dollar, likely mid-30s to $40 million a year. The Eagles need to balance that with upcoming contract extensions for key pieces like Jalen Carter, who becomes eligible after this season and could demand between $30 to $40 million annually. They may also need cap space for Nolan Smith if he continues improving, and for other important contributors like Brandon Graham, C.J. Stroud, DeMeco Ryans' pending extension, and beyond. Bolton Watt and the financial dominoes could tip the building blocks of their roster. to unstable ground. Still, Roseman is never shy. Per conversations at the combine and speculation from national insiders, he's always ready to make a move if it pushes the needle. When Eagles names like Myles Garrett surfaced earlier this offseason, he responded ambiguously, "We won't talk specifics, but we explore every avenue to improve." That statement is now ringing louder than ever. Roseman built that mindset under Andy Reid, and it lives on. He has private chats, scouting reports, inside intel, all the things necessary to workshop a massive play. The potential of adding Watt. It's tantalizing. It delivers immediate impact, sends a message to the rest of the league, and aligns with Philly's championship mindset. But here's why. After all that headline potential, this move still seems unlikely. The Eagles have been managing their cap tightly this offseason, balancing needs across the board, locking in Watt atop edge rusher money while also setting up for Carter, perhaps extending Nolan Smith and preserving flexibility for future extensions. It'd be an expensive puzzle to assemble. On top of that, there remains a confidence in the youth. Smith, Hunt, Utch, the young defensive linemen, they're progressing. The philosophy has shifted. They're younger, leaner, cheaper, and just as hungry. It's a new era compared to the older, veteran-heavy roster of last year. And Roseman is crafting this identity with one eye on window longevity and another on making smart pushes while they're still contenders. So here we are. The buzz is real. The heat is on, and the whispers are loud. Philadelphia absolutely has the chops, the cap room, or could find it, and the motivation to pursue T.J. Watt. But with his age, his contract demands, and the roster-wide implications, the calculus becomes more complicated. Roseman's not afraid to pull the trigger. He did just ink the future of this franchise under the dome. But will he go deep enough for Watt? For now, the consensus is no. The team moves forward with the existing edge duo plus rising names. But the moment even the youngest edge falters, or if Watt's frustrations reach a boiling point, that possibility instantly snaps back into play. And if it does, you can bet we'll have every angle covered right here. Let's take this conversation even deeper, because the ripple effects of a hypothetical T.J. Watt trade to the Eagles stretch far beyond just one season or a quick defensive upgrade. We're talking about reshaping the very core philosophy of this Philadelphia front office. Ever since Howie Roseman got the reins back after that brief exile, he's been on a mission, not just to build a good football team, but to build something sustainable. Something that can stay relevant year after year in a league that's known for short windows and rapid rebuilds. And that's what makes the idea of trading for Watt so fascinating. Because it's not just about one player, it's about whether Roseman is willing to step away from his own blueprint for a shot at another Super Bowl. You look at what Philly has done over the last couple of years and it's pretty clear. They've gone younger. They've invested in the draft. They've paid the right veterans, like extending Jalen Hurts early and wisely navigating the contract waters for guys like Devonta Smith and Landon Dickerson. They didn't go on a spending spree this offseason. They weren't trying to plug every hole with expensive veterans. Instead, they trusted their process, trusted their staff, and trusted that the roster they've built is good enough to win again. And here's the key. The front office sees value not just in talent but in timeline. They want stars who are entering or in their prime, not fading from it. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep delivering the latest updates on our Philadelphia Eagles. And don't be shy, share your thoughts on the news in the comments below. There's a storm brewing in Philadelphia, not in the sky, but in the locker room. Rumors are swirling that the Eagles are officially parting ways with veteran cornerback ADORI Jackson, signaling a dramatic shift in their defensive philosophy. While no formal press release has been issued, sources close to the team suggest that Jackson, once seen as a key figure in the secondary, won't be suiting up in midnight green this season. And if that wasn't enough to stir conversation, the buzz around the NovaCare complex points to the emergence of two new starters in the secondary, a clear indication that the Eagles are ushering in a new era on defense. While the coaching staff remains tight-lipped, insiders suggest that the front office is banking on youth and athleticism over experience and name recognition. Jackson's departure, while not entirely unexpected, marks the end of an era. He brought speed, savvy, and leadership to the back end of the defense. But it seems time, and maybe a shift in defensive coordinator vision, has caught up with the veteran. The Eagles, often seen as a team teetering between rebuilding and contending, appear ready to turn the page. The identity of the new starters, that remains part of the mystery. Though whispers point to younger players who've impressed during OTA letters and early training camp reps. Whether it's recent draft picks or under-the-radar performers making a leap, fans and analysts alike are watching closely. Could this shakeup be the key to revitalizing a secondary that struggled with consistency last season, or will the loss of veteran leadership leave the unit exposed in crunch time? One thing's certain, change is coming to the Eagles' defensive backfield, and the NFL world is watching with bated breath. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay updated with exclusive news about our Philadelphia Eagles, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. We can't wait to hear your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next video.